Hi everyone, so here's a potential solution to the display winner problem of this racing game. At the moment we've got a race. As each player dies, their opacity weakens, and when everyone is dead, it means there's a winner. So that's the logic that we need to think about here. So in our displayWinner function, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to count how many circles have a health of 0 or less. If all of the circles have a health of 0, it means there is a winner. So if that's true, I'm going to determine the circle with the greatest center X, so probably this one. I'm going to grab its index. What is the index of that circle? And then I'm going to update that circle so it has a fill of red. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. So let's start coding. Count how many circles have a health of 0 or less. Okay, I'm going to create a variable called count. I'm going to assign it a value of 0. Let's loop through the array. If a circle in the array has a health value which is less than or equal to 0, we're going to count it. So that block of code will count how many of the circles have a health of 0 or less. If all of the circles have a health of 0, it means there is a winner. So if count is the same as len circles, it means there is a winner. So what we want to do is determine the circle with the greatest center X. So a classic way to do this is create a variable. So I'm going to call this max center X, and I'm going to assign it a value of 0. I'm going to process the array again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if a circle has a center X which is greater than the current maximum, then I'm going to update the maximum. To have that value. So think about that logic, right? The max center X is, we'll just set it to 0 at the beginning, so it's over here somewhere. Then we're going to process each circle. If circle's i.center X, so we're going to come to this one, that center X is about 75, something like that. 75 is greater than 0. So max center X becomes 75. Then we process the next circle in the array. And finally, at the end of that loop, hopefully, it will tell us that max center X is this one, which, if you look down here, is about 240, something like that. Now, not only do we want to capture the greatest value of center X, we also want to know which circle has that value. So as well as catching this, I also want to get the index of the circle. And I tells us that. Okay? So if this circle here in the array has an index of 13, then max index will be 13 when it processes this circle. Okay? So we've grabbed the index of the circle that has the greatest center X. So we've done those two things there. Let the for loop finish its business. For loop has finished now. So at this point in the program, on line 55, we now know the circle which has the greatest center X value. Okay, so let's update it. So the circle at that index dot fill will become red, and the opacity will be reset to 100. Now remember, all of this code only happens if all of the circles are dead. That's the logic to get us started. Okay, so let's run the solution and see if it works. Ah! There had to be a problem, didn't there? Just one. Red is a string, so don't forget to enclose it in quotation marks. Boom! There you go. And that's a potential solution to the displayWinner function.